Being a university student presents a lot of challenges, but academic success is possible. And our Seaside consultants, they have the solutions to the challenges. And today, we're going to be talking to two different consultants. They're going to be sharing what they see as the challenges that students are facing right now. And again, we have the solution. So we're going to start with Dr. K. Dr. K, will you introduce yourself and tell us what's your favorite thing about working with university students?
So I'm Dr. K, or Becky, as some of you will refer to me, and I love being a part of Seaside and for the opportunities that it provides. I think one of the most encouraging moments that I experience in in higher education is just having the privilege of watching students express these aha moments. So it might be understanding a specific concept or understanding how they think and how they process information, or just gaining a better application of what they're learning. And literally the lights come on and their eyes light up, and I get to sit on the other side of that experience.
And I've watched you do this for years, and you are so good at it. I love watching students leave a time that they've spent with you and see that look in their eyes. It's really inspiring and it's wonderful. And Dr. K does have a master's from Appalachian State University and a doctorate from Azusa Pacific University. So you have a lot of experience. You're well trained, and thank you for being a part of Seaside. So now let's turn to the big question. What are some of the things that you see that college students are struggling with? What are some of the common things that, again, we have the solutions for?
So I think for years, I've seen the very same things over and over, slightly nuanced from student to student or era to era. So we have those basic things of just learning to be independent, making their own decisions, being responsible for that, managing their time, learning how to stay organized, and just some of the basic things about college. How do I do notes, and how do I learn? How do I prepare for an exam? How do I manage all of my academic responsibilities? So I think those have been happening for decades. But I think one of the challenges I've noticed more recently is the increased anxiety that students express with regards to preparing for and taking a test. And I believe that's a skill that students can develop. And currently I'm in the process of figuring out how to address that much more productively with students.
Let's go to the third question, which is, what advice do you have for university students? If you only had to give them one piece, and I know you could probably give them a whole bookload of information, but what's one thing that you would share with them?
I think it is challenging them to develop a routine. So it could be a life routine, but then more specifically, a learning and studying routine. So what does your day look like? What are your responsibilities for that day? When do you want to study? And where do you want to study? And when you're studying, which specific tasks do you need to accomplish? Do you need to read for a class? Do you need to work on an assignment? Do you need to do some research for a paper? So all of those are different tasks, but I think the bigger picture is, what's your routine going to look like? What are you going to do in the afternoon hours? What are you going to do in the early evening? What are you going to do in the late evening? So I know for me, I like routine. Routine helps me become more efficient, become more effective. And that is what I would highly recommend for students as they move into the college world and to a new semester.
And what's great is you would be working with students to help develop that routine and help them keep accountable to that routine and adapt it as needed. So thank you. That's excellent advice. Our next consultant is here. I'm so excited for you to meet her. Will you please introduce yourself and then tell us, what is your favorite thing, or has been your favorite thing, about working with university students?
I'm Deb, and I'm from Middle Tennessee. And Hands down, my favorite thing about working with college students has been the opportunity to teach a 2-credit course to freshmen who have not yet declared their major. And I really enjoyed this course because you got a lot more time to explore things beyond academics with these freshmen and dive into things like their personal values, what makes them tick, what they're looking for in a profession.
I love it. I think you're just absolutely amazing. You have so much great experience. You have your master's from University of Iowa, and I'm so excited for the students in the future who will be meeting with you. Thank you so much for your great work with Seaside. Okay, the second question I want to ask you, Deb, is what are some of the things that you have seen that are the common challenges of university students?
I think for many students, a challenge is making that transition from high school to college. High school is designed for students to be successful, and they were. That's how they got into college. They were very successful in high school, but there's almost an embedded support system. Your parents have access to your homework assignments, to when your exam schedules are. You have guidance counselors. Your teachers generally provide study guides. Then you get to college and it's flipped. It's kind of on you to put that support system together. And it can be a little overwhelming, especially when the volume of information and the pace that that information is presented is significantly greater than high school.
Wow, that is so true. And that's one of the reasons why we've developed Seaside. And you are part of helping to develop it, is because that transition is really difficult. And our consultants help provide the solutions and that support during the first year. So it's exciting to think about, again, all the students that you're going to help in the future. So thank you. Could you give us a piece of advice that you would give a university student, any university student?
Yep, like the phrase goes, it's not rocket science, but my advice would be to read carefully each syllabus for every course. And when you read that syllabus, you're going to be introduced to the objectives of the course. That's going to help you know how to prioritize what to study. You're going to know your assignment due dates because, again, you're not going to be reminded from parents or professors generally. It's going to be up to you to know when assignments are due and test exam schedules are. So those need to be translated onto a planner. And yep, I do think that's important to keep a planner. But hands down, read the syllabus for every course.
Excellent answer. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome. I'm excited to be a part of Seaside and absolutely love working with college students.